When discussing the structure of governments, it's essential to understand that different countries have varying systems based on their historical, cultural, and political backgrounds. However, most governments can be broadly categorized into a few common types based on their structure and distribution of power. Here is an overview. 1. Unitary government. A unitary government is a centralized government where all the powers are held by a single central authority. The central government has supreme power. Local governments, if they exist, are subordinate to the central government and can be altered or abolished by it. Examples include the United Kingdom, France, and Japan. 2. Federal government. A federal government is one in which power is divided between a central government and various regional governments, like states or provinces. Both levels of government have their own powers and responsibilities as defined by a constitution. The central government cannot unilaterally abolish or alter the powers of the regional governments. Examples include the United States, India, and Germany. 3. Confederate government. A confederate government is a loose alliance of independent states or regions, where the central government has very limited power. The central government mainly handles issues that affect all member states, such as defense or foreign policy. Member states retain their sovereignty and independence. Examples include the European Union to some extent and the Confederation of Independent States, or CIS. The presidential system. It's a system where the executive branch is separate from the legislature and the president is both the head of state and government. The president is elected independently of the legislature. They have fixed terms and are not subject to the confidence of the legislature. There's a clear separation of powers between the executive, legislature, and judiciary. Examples of countries with this system include the United States, Brazil, and Indonesia. The parliamentary system. This is a system where the executive branch derives its legitimacy from the legislature or parliament and is also accountable to it. In this system, the head of government, usually the prime minister, is typically the leader of the majority party in parliament. The head of state, however, may be a different person, such as a monarch or a ceremonial president. The government can be dissolved if it loses the confidence of the majority in the parliament. Examples of countries with this system include the United Kingdom, India, and Canada. The mixed or semi-presidential system. This is a system that combines elements of both presidential and parliamentary systems. In this system, there is both a president and a prime minister. The president typically handles foreign policy and national security, while the prime minister takes care of domestic affairs. Power is shared between the president and the prime minister, with the balance of power varying between countries. Examples of countries with the system include France, Russia, and Portugal. Authoritarian and totalitarian systems. Authoritarianism is a system where power is concentrated in the hands of a single leader or a small group with limited political freedoms. Totalitarianism, on the other hand, is a more extreme form of authoritarianism where the government seeks to control every aspect of public and private life. Examples of authoritarian regimes include Saudi Arabia and North Korea. For totalitarian regimes, we can look at Nazi Germany and Stalinist Soviet Union. Monarchy. A monarchy is a form of government where a single person, known as a monarch, rules, often for life and by hereditary right. There are different types of monarchies. In an absolute monarchy, the monarch has almost complete power, such as in Saudi Arabia. In a constitutional monarchy, the monarch's powers are limited by law or a constitution, as seen in the United Kingdom and Sweden. Republic, a form of government where the head of state is elected, not a hereditary monarch, and the country is considered a public matter. There are different types of republics. In a presidential republic, the president is the head of state and government, like in the United States. In a parliamentary republic, the head of state is usually a ceremonial president, while the head of government is the prime minister, as seen in countries like Germany and India. theocratic government. This is a form of government where religious leaders control the government and the state's legal system is based on religious law. Examples of this type of government include Iran and Vatican City. Oligarchy. This is a government where power rests with a small number of people, often from a specific social class or group. These few individuals have significant control over the policies and decisions of the state. Historically, some Greek city-states operated this way. In modern times, some might point to plutocracies or rule by elites as examples. These structures can exist in various combinations, and some countries may shift from one structure to another due to political or social changes.